What's good, everybody? Rhetorical question, life. My name is Heavy Bree, and welcome to my channel. And if this is your 929th time on this channel, or your 11th time on this channel, your second time on this channel, whatever, welcome back. Yeah, now, I haven't been recording and posting videos as often as I used to. You know, I've been kind of like busy working on stuff, working on goals, working on my objectives. So I haven't had time to put out videos like that, Because at the end of the day, man, we got like 3 pockets of time in the day. And we got to use those 3 pockets of time. Especially the third pocket. What are these 3 pockets I'm talking about? So, as you all know, we all have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. That's what me, you, a bum, and a billionaire all have in common. Besides the fact that we're all human and that we all like won the egg race and we're spent 9 months in a womb and came out and had this life and skin color and where we live at, that like the one thing we all have in common is that we have 24 hours in a day. And those 24 hours can be separated into 3 pockets of time. Now, the first pocket of time is rest, sleep. I don't know about you, but like according to medical researchers and health and nutritionists and people like that, it is recommended that most people should spend about, I stepped on a thorn back there, should spend at least 7 to 8 hours getting sleep. If you want, like, for muscle recovery, for mental recovery, you should have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. Your rest is very important because you're only at your best once you have some rest. Now, what's the second pocket of time? The second pocket of time is your obligations. If you're under the age of 18, if you're a child or something like that, your obligations are to go to school and, go to school and whatever your parents or your community requires of you, to become a productive member of society. Because those first 17 years of your life is spent in what I like to call the tutorial. For those of you that are familiar with tutorial, you know that it's just a thing that doesn't really count as credit, doesn't really count as, you're just learning the basics. Tutorials are used to teach you the basics of whatever it is you're going to be doing, whatever task you're going to be doing for the rest of your days, rest of your time, before you do the real thing, Like if you played video games or if you've watched YouTube videos of tutorials showing you how to do something. And that's what the first 17 years of your life is, a tutorial. You are being shown how to follow the social norms in your environment. You are shown how to talk. You are shown how to act as a productive member of your society and your community. You are shown how to present yourself to the world. That's the first 17 years of your life. And we all go through that, But nobody ever talks about the third pocket of time. You have your rest, you have your obligation, but that third pocket of time belongs to you. That's your time. Now, like a lot of people, a lot of us, I used to believe I had no control over my life. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't have any clear path to where I wanted to get to. And for a long time, I felt lost until I understood, certain principles, certain philosophies, did some reading, some research, and over the course of this channel, I'll put out, some books or some concepts of stuff that I've read and so you guys can watch those videos and kind of get a better, deeper understanding of where I'm coming from. But today, I want to talk about the 3 pockets of time. As I just said, the first one is rest. The second one is your obligations. And then the third pocket of time is your time. That third pocket of time belongs to you. And you can do whatever you want with it. Let's say, for example, you work 8 hours a day. You get 8 hours of sleep a day. You work 8 hours, you sleep for 8 hours, and that third eighth hour, which comprised of 24 hours, is your time. That time belongs to you. So let's say you have 8 hours. You have to sleep because you need to rest. You need to fulfill your obligations, whether it's financial obligations, community obligations, family obligations, whatever you're doing during those 8 hours is something that you need to do that's, to make you a more productive member of your community and of your family. So my question to you, knowing this now and understanding that you have these 3 pockets of time, what are you doing with that third pocket of time? Rhetorical question. You do whatever you want with that time. You can do whatever you want those 8 hours. That 8 hours of free time that you get is your time. And you might not have 8 hours of free time, because if you're commuting to work, if you're commuting to work, whether you're in a car or you're in a bus, it's about 2 hours. It's a 2-hour commute. Like if you're on a bus, 2 hours. If you're driving if you have a car or a motorcycle or whatever you got or a moped, then that's also 2 hours. You gotta drive an hour to work, an hour to work, to and from work. So you gotta factor in your commute, and then you gotta add that to the time that it takes to get to your job or obligation. But whatever time you have left after you've gotten your rest and achieved all of your objectives for your obligations, that time belongs to you. So if you have 3 pockets of time, you gotta look at it like this, man. Look at it like this. Your life is like a video game, And in video games, you can level up. You can level up. You might suck when you first start playing the video game, but if you stay consistent and you keep playing the game, eventually you're going to get good at it. Eventually you'll know all the combos or the tricks or the how to play the game very well. Or a better analogy, if you go to the gym every day. Now when you first go to the gym, you're going to be weak. Like your PRT or PRS or whatever they call that thing for how much weight you can lift. Like you're going to be able to lift basically very little weight when you first go to the gym. But over time, and with practice and consistency, you will get stronger, your endurance will increase, and you'll become a healthier and more fit person. So don't think about this as, oh, I have no control over my life. Well, here's what I want y'all to do. This is a little homework assignment I want y'all to do, okay? I want you to get a piece of paper. I want you to write down like every hour of the day. You can do it in military time, or you can do it in AM, PM, it doesn't matter. Like just write down every hour of the day. And in one column, I want you to write what I did today. And then in the next column, you write down what I could have done today. Now, I don't know what time you go to bed, but you want to knock out those 8 hours of sleep that you're supposed to be getting. Okay, because you need those 8 hours of sleep 7. Some people can run on 6 hours of sleep. They say that, but I mean, you might have those days where you get 6 hours of sleep because you're partying or having a good time, whatever. But those 6 hours, but those 8 hours are mandatory. You need that 8 hours of rest, and then you're gonna block out the amount of the time that you have towards your obligation, whether it's your job or school or whatever. Now, once you've blocked out the hours that you spend at school and the hours you spend getting some rest, I want you to write down, what did you do during those me time hours? What did you do during those hours? And the first column is what you did, and then the next column is what I could have did, or what I could have done. Excuse me. I don't want the grammar nonsense to come after me. So, yeah, man, it's really that simple. They don't teach you that. You probably weren't taught, and it's not your fault. You probably weren't taught this in school. You probably weren't taught this by your parents. You know, it's very rare that people tell people about the time that belongs to us once we become adults, once we get older. So, but remember this, man. You have 8 hours of time. You have 8 hours of sleep. However many hours of time that you spend towards your obligation. Because some people work 8 hours a day. Some people work 12 hours a day. Some people work 14 hours a day if they have to commute a long distance to their work. You know, it all depends. But if you have 14 hours, but even if you have 14 hours, like me, I work 14 hours a day on the road as a truck driver. I get 10 hours to rest. I don't need 10 hours to rest. 8 of those hours are spent sleeping. Those other 2 hours, that's my time. That's my time to do what I need to do, what obligations I need to do, you know? My own personal obligations, what I need to get done. So I can spend those 2 hours watching my favorite show, reading a comic book, bullshitting, talking on the phone with family and friends, or I could put those 2 hours towards my objectives. This video right here was recorded during my 2 hours of me time. I'm taking time out of my day to record this video. Now, I'm not special. I'm not saying that, I'm taking my time out, I'm sacrificing my time to teach you guys. Because first of all, you can learn this stuff anywhere. I'm not the end all be all. You can learn this anywhere. In fact, you can divide the time. If you divide 3 times 24, you get 8. You know? So 8 hours of work, obligations, 8 hours of rest, and then 8 hours working on your goal, working on what you are trying to become, working on yourself. That is your time. Now, you're not going to spend a whole 8 hours working on whatever it is you're working on, but the more hours you put into working on yourself, the quicker you will get to becoming the person that you want to become, to obtaining the life that you deserve. Because the life that you obtain is based on the efforts you put in today. So just remember that, just to summarize everything up. 1, your first pocket of time is spent resting. Your second pocket of time is spent working on your objectives. And your third, but not your least, probably your primary pocket of time is spent working on yourself. It is the most important hours of the day. Remember, that third pocket of time, which is dedicated to yourself, is your most important hour of the day. So, yeah. That's all I got to tell you guys today, man. I appreciate you guys clicking on this video, watching it, like getting this suggested in your algorithm and clicking on the video. Y'all didn't have to watch it. And people who've subscribed to the channel and watch my videos and, kind of support the channel and everything, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. And I hope the information I gave out in this video today could help you on your journey to becoming your true self. Appreciate every single last one of you. Thank you all for watching. Peace and blessings. Have a prosperous day.